So in today's video, we're going to be discussing the recent Knicks news and updates regarding the NBA Draft Combine. And this features the top prospects that the Knicks interviewed with that could be available with the 11th pick, which would include guys like Dyson Daniels, Johnny Davis, Jeremy Sochan, and Bennedict Mathurin. So now let's get into the first Knicks update in the Draft Combine with an interview with guard of the G League Ignite, Dyson Daniels. So according to Marc Berman of the New York Post, the Knicks seem extremely interested in 6'8" point guard Dyson Daniels. And New York's front office reportedly had an interview with Daniels this past Wednesday at the Combine. And there seems to be mutual interest between Daniels and the Knicks, as he said that he's definitely looking at the Knicks as a possibility. And he also stated that New York is a tough place to play in and it's big, but he'd be ready for whatever team he'd play on. And Berman's sources also said that Daniels loved New York and spent a few days in Manhattan after the Ignite faced the Long Island Nets. So there's definitely mutual interest between Dyson Daniels and the New York Knicks, as he's also a very good defensive-minded player. And Coach Thibodeau also likes players that are tall at the point guard position. So at 6'8" and 19 years old, Dyson Daniels definitely checks that box. But now let's get into the second draft prospect update for the Knicks. So Arizona's wing Bennedict Mathurin has interviewed for the New York Knicks recently at the Combine. And the Canadian talked with his fellow countryman RJ Barrett last summer in Florida, and they talked Knicks in French, and he can see them being teammates in New York. And when he was asked about playing for the Knicks, Mathurin said that it would be fun playing in the Garden. And he also said that the Knicks have a nice group of players with guys like RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, and Emmanuel Quickley. And when asked about how the interview went in general, he said that it was pretty good and that Coach Tom Thibodeau is a bit different from the other coaches. And also that the Knicks told him about the players that they had and asked if he had watched any of their games, and it was basically just about knowing each other. So Mathurin will definitely be at the top of the Knicks wish list if he were to somehow drop to pick number 11, which I do not believe will likely happen. But with teams ahead of us like the Portland Trail Blazers, Indiana Pacers, and New Orleans Pelicans, I think they really want a player like Ben Mathurin with his consistency. But with that being said, the Knicks could still trade up for Mathurin, so it's definitely a possibility that we select him anyways. But now, let's get into the third Knicks prospect interview update. So Marc Berman says that Jeremy Sochan's mindset is the NBA draft dream for Tom Thibodeau's New York Knicks, and that they did not interview him yet, but plan to work him out in Terrytown. And Sochan never met with the Knicks in Chicago, but the club still plans to fly him in for a workout and dinner. And Sochan has reportedly interviewed with a handful of lottery teams, including the New Orleans Pelicans at pick number 8. So it's definitely unknown whether or not he will be even available for the Knicks at pick number 11, but I think so far the consensus is that he will be available. But of course, anything can change from now until the NBA draft on June 23rd. So now with that said, let's get into the fourth and final prospect interview for the Knicks at pick number 11. So according to Marc Berman, Wisconsin shooting guard Johnny Davis was struck by Tom Thibodeau in the Knicks interview, which clearly means that Thibodeau likes Johnny Davis as a shooting guard and a defensive-minded prospect. And indeed, Johnny Davis himself said that the interview with Tom Thibodeau and the Knicks went really well. And Davis also said that it was amazing to talk to Tom Thibodeau after seeing what he's done with a lot of teams in the league. And he said that he's heard from people that Thibodeau likes guys like him. And he ended off his statement by saying that hopefully he can fit in with the Knicks and they'll be invested enough to draft him. And now with all that out of the way, let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about all these updates and who you guys want the Knicks to select with the 11th pick. And personally for me, it's either Bennedict Mathurin or hopefully Dyson Daniels. So if you guys did enjoy this video and want to see more New York Knicks draft updates like these, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and it's been KNYT here and I'm out. Peace.